I'm Michael Diamond. This is Muscle Central. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. Okay, when this year's Olympia rolls around, my gut feeling is that Derek Lunsford is not going to be able to bring enough firepower to hold off Hany Rambod. Now, after seeing what Hadi brought to the stage in the Arnold Classic, Ohio, which was a big improvement from his last Olympia appearance where he lost the title to Derek, the biggest he's ever been, and quite possibly the best condition he's ever been. Makes me not discount the possibility of him bringing in an even better package come Olympia time. Now that could be a very scary situation for Derek Lunsford. Whereas we saw in the time period from the Olympia to the Arnold, the improvements that Hadi made, in my opinion, the reality of it is that Derek, the weaknesses he had as a 212 competitor, he still has as an open competitor. They haven't changed. It's just I see him as a bigger version, a more blown out version of what he was before. As a 212, his chest was always a little shallow, needed to come out more. His arms needed to be brought up a little more. And his legs from the front, when he's on stage, you can see they lost the oomph we saw he had a few weeks before he stepped on stage. And that's been attributed to the fact that he had to drop down weight to make the 212 limit. But he's not having to drop weight to make a weight limit, and the issue with the legs from the front are still there. The issue with the chest is still there. The issues with the arms. Not that the major things, but there are things that he needed to work on to bring up that still that he brought with him from 212 to the Open. I don't think he's going to have the firepower to hold off Hadi. Hold on, you see where I'm going from here. Now, we all know that Hany Rambod, who is Hany Rambod's prep coach, is also Derek Lunsford's prep coach. Hadi was with Hany before Derek was there. And, with Hadi and Hany, there's also a heritage connection. They're both Iranian. I think Hany came here when he was like 5, 6 years old with his parents, and he's basically been living here his whole life. I'm not saying that makes him partial towards Hadi. I don't think Hany trains with any favoritism and just does his thing. But I'm trying to look inside the competitor's head and from their perspective. Now, when Hadi lost the title to Derek, watching him on stage after the decision was announced, you can see that he clearly was not happy with the decision. And I'm wondering, now, we know that Hadi's always had issues getting into the country due to the relations with Iran and the U.S., and so it made it very difficult for Hadi getting his visa. Last Olympia, he came to the country. I think it was a work visa of sort. Hadi is an employee of Evigen Nutrition. So being an employee of Hany Rambod's company, which is an American-based company, I think that's what made the visa issue much easier, much smoother. And I don't think he's going to have an issue getting in again, as long as there's that connection with Hany and the Evigen company. That is, I think the visa issue, getting into the U.S., that is in the past. Hadi wants to be in the country to compete in the Olympia. So what I'm wondering is, if the situation was different with Hadi, if there wasn't a visa issue, if there was no problem with him getting into the country every year to step on the Olympia stage, might have he had the attitude that this guy, yeah, he's my prep coach, but he's also helping my main competition. He helped my main competition beat me. Would that raise a question whether he would want to continue working with the same coach? Could the fact that the travel issues, the visa, getting into the country would make him more tolerant? Possibility. You got to look at it from a competitive standpoint, a competitive standpoint with a competitor's mindset. Where I'm eventually leading to, here we are. Derek Lunsford. Derek Lunsford has no problems getting in the country. He's here. The traveling is not an issue for him. I don't think that Derek Lunsford has the firepower to hold off Hadi. And if I'm right, and Hadi puts Derek in his rearview mirror, is Derek going to start to question whether he should remain with Hany and keep him as his prep coach? Would he start having doubts? Now, once again, I'm not saying that this is how Hany is. I think Hany is even keel. I think he's straight up about it. I don't think he's showing any favoritism. But once again, we got to look at it from a competitive standpoint. Is he going to start? Would Derek start to question that? And then with the Iranian connection that they have start to work in Derek's mind, and would Derek consider moving on, leaving Hany, and going on to another prep coach, which is not unusual. It happens all the time. I don't know. It's just something that I've been pondering the last few days, because I really don't think that Derek is going to be able to hold off Hady. Whether Hady ultimately walks away with the Olympia crown, I don't think that Derek is going to be able to hold him off. Would that get in Derek's head and make him question whether he should still remain with Hany Rambod as his prep coach? All right, If you agree or disagree with anything I've said here, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.